I welcome all our angels who have come from the Republic of Korea, the land of liberation. I welcome all the angels who are visiting for the first time today. Angels may have audience with God today and receive His blessings and abundance. I offer my prayers to God. Begin. I offer a blessing to the Lord.
Oh my, please have a seat. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Since we have to speak on Providence every single day of the year, it is truly... What should I do for you today? We do it without missing a single day, right?
You do it every day, and it's the 6th, right? 6th.
The 6th anniversary passed. A little while ago, didn't it? What day is it today, and what is the occasion? It's Constitution Day.
It's Constitution Day. Although the 6.25 anniversary has passed, this day has come. What are the 5 major rights of the people in the Constitution? I've told you, haven't I? 5 major rights of the people. There are 5 major rights. And there are also 5 major elements of a state. The 5 major elements of a state. There are 5 major elements. The 5 major rights of the people are easy for you. Right to petition, right to equality, right to participate in politics, social rights, and freedom. Then, in order to exercise these, there is always the state, and there are 3 elements of the state and 5 elements of the people. There are these rights, and there are 5 elements. The rights are right to petition, right to equality, political rights, social rights, and freedom. And do you know what the 5 elements of the people are? I taught you. Those who know are at level 1.5. Vocab.
Oh, yeah.
Religion is first, right? Faith, philosophy, status. These are the 5 elements of the people. Do you understand? What are the 5 elements of a state? Those who know the 5 elements of a state, those who just spoke about faith, spirit, philosophy, and value enter level 1.5. You know the foundations of the state, right? The 5 elements of a state. Just memorizing this in the Constitution alone involves about 1,000,000 things. I have memorized all of them. What? Because I went to law school. You must know this. The 5 elements of a state. First, the elements of existence. For a state to exist, it must have territory, sovereignty, and a people. It must have territory, sovereignty, and a people, right? Therefore, the elements of a state's existence are territory, sovereignty, and the people. Do you understand? Next is state function. A state must function, right? What are they? Culture, politics, economy. It must have those. Then, what are the 3 major elements of the state's fields?
Science.
There is philosophy, religion, and science. You have to memorize it as Phil Rel Psi. Do you understand? There is Phil Rel Psi. It's not philosophy or philosophy, religion. Do you understand? Then, what is the goal after the field of the state? The goal is truth. Truth, liberty, and peace. But the important thing here is the 4th of the state's 5 elements. In terms of the states, the goals include truth, liberty, and peace. And here, humans often insist on truth, liberty, and equality. You know what I mean? But equality also appears as peace here. then liberty, equality, and peace are at odds with each other.
You know what I mean, right? If you grant too much liberty,
Equality collapses. Isn't that something? If wealthy people just go around doing whatever they want, then those who have nothing will starve to death. Would that happen or not? It would. Then can there be equality? If equality becomes too strong, it becomes communism. If liberty becomes strong, it becomes capitalism. These are the two major systems. Emphasizing equality leads to communism. Emphasizing liberty leads to democracy. So what should we do? How can we live well? I advocated for doing Sanjuri middle classism. We take the middle ground between these two, controlling liberty appropriately and also controlling equality appropriately. So what do we call this equality in the Constitution? The Constitution has a middle ground established for this. What are the three fundamental rights of citizens? The three fundamental rights of citizens. The rights of citizens in a state. Those are the three major sovereign rights, which you know well, right? What are the three major sovereign rights of citizens? The right to vote and the right to revolution. Well, since you're not legal scholars, anyway, the reason I say this is that we live amidst a struggle between liberty and equality. That's why the Constitution includes the three fundamental rights: the right to life, the right to property, and the right to equality. So demands for equality often clash with property rights and the right to equality. Am I right? Oh, that person owns 10 apartments and I am not being treated equally. They keep fighting like this. That could happen, right? That's right. So when you understand the three fundamental rights, you see, right to life, property rights, and equality rights, fights break out again. This creates problems again. You see, that's why I created middle classism. And middle classism serves as the foundation for world peace. But our world constitutional scholars haven't been able to create this. So what did they create? What are the five fundamental rights of citizens? The five rights are the right to petition, equality, suffrage, social rights, and liberty. And equality is included again. Equality is also in the five fundamental rights. Then what are the three principles of democracy? Democracy's the three principles of democracy. The principle of happiness, the principle of human dignity, and then the principle of absolute fairness. Fairness. That is why fairness is included in the principles of democracy. What is fairness? It's a mix of equality and freedom. Fairness means giving a small piece of bread to a child, a large piece to an adult, and taxing the rich more, and taxing those who have less, and using those taxes to actually help those who are struggling by the state. That is what we call fairness. Fairness is the combination of freedom and equality. Because we have to strive for it. You understand, right? So in creating this constitution, we've balanced all these complex factors to make society function. Do you understand? So what I've written in my book as Jungsanju is the result of breaking it all down like calculus and factorization. Equality is good and freedom is. You understand? That's why I predicted 30 years ago that low birth rates were coming. We need to have children. I suggested giving 100 million won for marriage, and people called me crazy. But those beautiful rural elementary schools with their spacious playgrounds, the best in the world, they all gone. 6,000 of them. Do you know what you all have done? You've ruined the entire country. Only those who ran around in those elementary schools can truly understand the world. What would kids know attending schools between apartment complexes in Seoul, trapped in concrete? You must not forget the old rural elementary schools. The playground was a paradise. It wasn't just a playground. What kind of country turns those beautiful schools into private houses or goat sheds? Children should be bustling there, running barefoot on the ground. That's what built this Republic of Korea. My generation, the generation that built this country, went to those schools. We drew energy from the earth, heard the streams and cicadas, and had fun, didn't we? We should have kept those schools, but instead, everyone is stuck in concrete buildings between apartments, studying You know what I mean, right? Right? Our emotions have dried up. I am not just talking nonsense. Since I'm short on time, I have to be brief, but don't just forget everything I teach you. You shouldn't do that.
Understood?
So why did I write 6.25? Why did I write 6.25? Why did I write this 6.25? 6.25 is called the Korean War. Our own people fought each other, didn't they? It was a war among our own people. And we also call it the 6.25 war. Isn't that right? We also call it a war. So is this the right term? Is 6.25 war the correct term? It's wrong. We fought against our own kin. Actually, the US and the Soviets were behind it.
Am I right or not?
Why would our people fight each other as enemies? Christianity came down from the north. Yes, from Pyongyang. Isn't that right? Yes. That's correct. Buddhism also came down from there. Religions came down from there. Spiritually, the north always led the south. Was there any reason for us to go to war? There wasn't, right? Because powerful nations waged the war. It wasn't a civil war. Then what should we call the Korean War to make it right? No, if you're right, 10 trillion. No, the correct term is 10 trillion. Sebion incident. Person involved in the incident, 10 trillion. The Korean War is a Sebion. An incident. You know what I mean, right? Why is the war an incident? The meaning of incident means it wasn't a war started by human hands. It was the work of heaven, the character for heaven. It was a change brought about by heaven. A massive amount of innocent people shed blood. An innocent number of people died, right? It is an incident. A war beyond human control. That is an incident. If you look it up in the dictionary, you'll see. A war not caused by someone's fault is an incident. It was a change caused by heaven. A divine being was born in the East. Because he was born, 26 nations from around the world flew in at once to save our country. Has there ever been such an event? With the war in Ukraine now, people are dying and shells are falling, but does the world go there? They don't go. Even if the US says, a war is happening, please help, do we go? Do European nations go? Even member states don't go. No matter how much the US president pleads for help. Do they help? Then why did they come to the Korean Peninsula? Because it was an incident. Am I right or not? It's impossible for the South Korean or US president to just gather people like that. The president asking Korea to help. Asking to help? NATO, because of the Middle East. Do they help? Not a single country goes. But how did they gather from all over the world in that short time without cell phones back then? And even underdeveloped nations like Ethiopia that couldn't even feed themselves. They all came, and the timing was precise. They had to come quickly. Do we go because Ukraine is collapsing? Do what you want with your war. Do we go because Israel is at war now? There isn't a single support troop for the war in Israel. Are there 26 countries there fighting for them? The smell here makes me cough. You know I've tried alcohol, tobacco, coffee, soda, and cola. So these smells make me cough. I have a very sensitive body. It's different from yours. That's why I keep my lid closed to stop the coughing. I'm that sensitive, but this character is useful, so I use it. Even if it makes me cough, so now you know why the war happened, right?
Yes.
After the divine being was born, presidents from all over the world came with their troops to save the Korean Peninsula. If they hadn't come, would I be here right now?
I wouldn't. You need to understand that.
Our ancestors called this event the war.
You've heard of the war, right?
That is correct. So my coming into this world was made possible through that war. It's how you understand? divine being hadn't been born and the Korean War hadn't happened, would they have come from 26 countries?
No.
They wouldn't have come. They gathered here after hearing something strange. Someone from heaven is there, so hurry up and go save him. They all gathered because of that. Now you understand, right? So one thing we must keep in mind is just because others say someone is evil, if others say someone is evil, what should you do? If others say he is evil, how should you act? If others say Pastor Joe is evil, you shouldn't just think, oh, Pastor Joe is evil. Man. Then what should you do when others say he is evil? What did I say you must do? You must examine it yourself. Yes. You absolutely must examine it. Should you not examine it? Even if everyone says that person is bad, you must personally look into it again. Understand? If they say, isn't that Heo Kyung-young, born on January 1st, 1950, a strange fellow, should you just go along with that? Pil means must, and shall means to examine, you know?
You must examine it. You know the word, right?
Yes.
Pilchaming.
Yongakji. So you can add the word for people here too. You understand? Even if the masses say something is Jongakji evil, should you just accept it as evil?
You have to examine it again.
Then, if everyone says something is good, what happens then? People say that person is good. When that happens, what should you do then? It's the same, right? Even if people say that person is very good, what should you do? But Pilchow, right? You must examine it. Don't just follow others. Like when one village dog barks and 100 dogs bark back, they follow along. You shouldn't be like that.
Amen.
You, when the divine being came. In 1950, if the war had happened, North Korea also came. Because of that, don't just talk about why things are happening. Understand that since the divine being has arrived, these incidents and transformations are occurring.
You understand?
You must see things with a different perspective. Got it? If one dog barks, saying one dog, one bark, is it enough to have 100 dogs?
It is not.
It's not, right? Therefore, you must always look closely at those who are praised and look closely at those who are criticized. Even if others say someone is good, you should think about it once.
There are many interesting stories.
I might take you back 5,000 years and then I could take you to modern New York and suddenly we might end up in France.
Interesting, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Humans are born every time aiming for completion, but the path to that completion is not that simple. That is why it's hard to reach the end. Everyone drops out along the way. Everyone drops out, so did someone specially favor those who came here? There are such people. They say they were praying and heard the voice of God, things like that. That is all a phenomenon of their own self-suggestion.
You understand? Was that voice in English? Then they say it wasn't English.
Then, was it Greek? Or ancient Greek? There must be many possibilities. Then what language did that voice speak? Did it speak in Korean? They say they heard that voice, but in which country's language was that heavenly voice? Was it Egyptian? So it's all just them making things up. Understand? So regarding the voice you heard, many of you have seen me, right?
While sleeping at night.
Many people have seen me, right? That is a real phenomenon that you have seen. But if you go around saying, I had a dream about Heo Kyung-young, the other person will take it away. If you tell others, I dreamed that Heo Kyung-young held my hand like this, even if you are physically ill, that person will take the blessing. And their illness will be healed. but your own illness will continue. You see how that works? Right. So if someone had a dream, if they had a good dream, I just take out 50,000, one from my pocket, give it to them, and say, I've bought it. That dream has been stolen. That person is out of luck. As soon as you take out the money, you bought it.
Is that right or not?
Then if you give money, people take it. Once the money is received, even if no official deal was made, the luck from the dream has moved over to the other side.
Then good fortune will come to that person.
Isn't that strange?
Therefore, you should not brag to others about good things that happen to you. Dreams are the same. But if you tell someone about it, to let them know about Heaven Palace, does that mean they will come to heaven? Never. Only those who are meant to come will come. You must have accumulated good karma in your past life for this to happen. Understood? So, for anything, if you say, Heo Kyung-young help me, the word dream gets dropped and it turns into a rumor. Then it actually happened. You're supposed to say he appeared in your dream and hugged you, but the word dream just disappears. When you tell others, you might say, Heo Kyung-young hugged me, right? Me, right?
You have to be careful with those words.
You should say he came to me in a dream. The word dream keeps getting dropped as it goes from person to person, don't you think? People start hearing rumors as if it happened in reality. Then I would be misunderstood, right? That's why you should keep good dreams buried deep in your heart. If you talk about it, some will take it away, right? If a few people spread your dream story, it can be misunderstood as if you actually met me. Yeah. I don't meet anyone in the new year, do I? Only here. But people say he came to my house in my dream and things like that. See, there are people like that. And then later, people hear it as if it actually happened.
That could happen. Yes.
So sometimes it leads to misunderstandings. That's why you must keep your dream stories to yourself, so that good luck comes to you.
Understood?
I'm just using the song as an excuse to let you know this.
Yes.
Anyway, if I appear in your dreams, it's a good thing.
Something good will definitely happen. I am a noble guest.
Understood? Even if our pastor appears, it's a good sign. Don't sell that to others either. Understood? You should keep it as a quiet testimony. Understood. But when our reverend appears, maybe there's some luck coming my way. That could be true. If the reverend appears, you might end up having a reason to dance that day. You might actually have a reason to dance somewhere. Understood. So symbolic things can happen.
Good things. Things to smile about? Understood. What else is there?
Now, the poet's Heavenly Soldiers and Angels is being released.
Well, Heavenly Soldiers and Angels is the letter I sent. Not a single character was added or removed from the text I sent for Heavenly Soldiers and Angels. But I was surprised to see it turned into a song. It's become a song, and you are all listening to it. It was made so well. Actually, it wasn't made by our Reverend. It's right that I made it, isn't it? But the Reverend song is also, what is it? Very catchy.
It's fun, right?
But if that were released to the public, the song would definitely hit the top of the charts. That's what I see. People might not sing it if I get involved, but either way, the accompaniment is the best.
It's really the best?
But this too. The lyrics aren't much, honestly. But I strengthen the scene a bit. It expresses how much you all want to see me. Me. Like this mineral water. Do you want to drink mineral water? Do you not want to? Since you want to drink it, I express that in a rather unique way. I just sat in my room and wrote it. I wrote and sent it. It turned into music, and even though Archangel makes music so well, they still aren't a Janine true human. Now, the person mentioned here, Mr. Go Taehyun's wife, has become a Janine. Then I have a list of those who became Jin. Yesterday, 10 new Janines emerged. So, Yesterday they weren't Janines, but they ascended to become Janines in just one day. Go Tae-hyun from Los Angeles has become a Janine in the US. Everyone try saying it. Try saying Go Tae-hyun. Is he a Janine? Try it.
You have to verify it.
He has ascended to Janine, right?
That's amazing. Also, Kwon Se-yeon in the US. Is she a Janine?
Doesn't drop, does it? So now there are 6 Janines. Yoon Bitna.
Right? She is a Janine. Jongja. She's a Janine. Jongja is a Janine. Now try saying Kim Young. Is he a Janine?
He's a Janine. Over the past few days, many people have been promoted to Janine from above. Do I make them that? If I were to make them, I would make the choir, the pastor here, and everyone else one. But the path to becoming a Janine goes commoner, ordinary person, small person, great person, virtuous person, wise person, saint, Janine. That is the end of human evolution. When you become a Janine, figures like Shakyamuni or Kang Jung-san are all Janines. They have reached that rank. So they are looked upon very favorably from above. It's different from an archangel. Archangels are appointed by me. I designate them, but becoming a Janine has nothing to do with me. Because of that, those who are near me aren't necessarily Janines. Choishin isn't a Janine either. They're at the saint level. There are about 300 people at the saint level right now. That's a lot. Among them, about 10 people became Janines in just a few days. Now, try the moderator, Lee Dong.
Is he a Janine?
Right? Say it's correct.
It's correct.
When I ask, don't just say it's correct. That won't do. When I say it's correct, you should say it is correct. That's how it should be. Don't act like you're jealous just because someone became a Janine.
Understood? You must know how to celebrate. Right? The success of others is my joy. You understand? When I succeed, I must become humble.
You understand? When I succeed, I must be concerned. And when others succeed, I must rejoice. Why? Because when I succeed, I could fall. I should always be concerned when I succeed, but people just want to drink. Is that right?
Then you will truly fall.
You know that, right? You should rejoice when others succeed, but when I or my children succeed, that's not the time to rejoice. That's not the rejoice. Be concerned. Will that person fall after such a steady rise? I need to press them down, fearing they might become arrogant. Passed an exam, so why not go home? But where did you go? Where did you go? Off to have a drink with friends. Your life could end at that drinking table. Yeah, don't you think? You should say, I have plans to study more, instead of going out to drink with friends. That is a serious issue.
Right.
That is how you must do it.
When you succeed, you must be humble.
When you pass that exam, you must dedicate yourself to the heavens.
Right?
This didn't happen because I did well. You should feel sorry for beating others, to pass and remain cautious. That is what dedication is. But I passed my exam. I feel good. This should be the case. I suppressed my competitors. You must not think this way. You should think another person became a victim because of me. That is how it should be. Because I passed, everyone else failed. They were picking one person for an apartment, and 3,700 people competed. Right there. That's right. Only one spot left and 3,700 people applied.
One person who attends our center. Got it.
They said that. They told me, Master, because you gave me energy, I got it. So I told them to stay humble. Their parent asked me to give energy for their child's application. I gave it. And they got it.
But that kid works at Samsung Electronics. So they need that apartment there. And Samsung Electronics provides a 500 million won loan for the apartment.
That person also receives 600 million won every year for 10 years.
It's that semiconductor support. So this person has created about 6 billion. One? And out of 3,700, they got that apartment. But they had only just started at that semiconductor firm. But a friend who joined at the same time went to a different department, only gets 60 million won over 10 years, which is 6 million won a year. The gap is huge. And on top of that, they can't even get a loan. It's unbelievable. So things went too well for someone, and in that case, what would I tell them? Be humble.
Devote yourself. That's what I say. Devote yourself, that is devotion.
You understand? Amen. Good. You shouldn't be like this.
Blessings can turn into disasters. You understand? Moderator Lee Dong-siap, right? Moderator Lee Dong-siap's wife, Kim Ok-ki. They have become jinin. Do they fall?
Right? When others succeed, congratulate them. When you succeed, be cautious.
You understand?
Yeah.
When you do well, you must first be cautious. Because there are victims, right? Many people sacrifice themselves, so you must be cautious to avoid bad luck.
Hwang Young Kim, hi. Right?
I don't know who this Hwang Young-yu is. Since Hwang Young-yu is a saint, he must have moved up. He is a saint, but who is this person? I don't know since when, whether it was yesterday or the day before. He became a jinin. So in the beginning, we had one jinin from above, but now there are about 10.
Right?
Then is this. Did I give it? No. The White Heaven system, the White Heaven server sees everything. It gives. The net of heaven is vast, so to speak. The net of heaven is invisible, and though it seems loose in reality, not a single drop of water passes through without reason.
You understand? Yes.
So, as the saying goes, the net of heaven is vast. I don't know who Hwang Young-yu is, but he has already become a jin.
You saw he from Gwangju is also a jinin. There is a jinin in Sokcho who?
Choi Shun-ho is a jinin. But Choi Shun-ho's wife is not a jinin yet. Yet. I'd like to make those people one too. But in White Heaven, even if I don't know someone, for instance, someone like Yoche, they haven't become a jinin yet.
It's telling them to be humble. You understand?
When I check, they come out as Janine. Shall I try?
What is their name?
Lee?
Lee Jungwoo.
Try Lee Jung-woo. Try it again. I told you to try the whole thing, Lee Jung-woo.
Pull it hard.
Does it not fall? It falls.
It falls.
It doesn't fall.
It doesn't fall. Try it again, please. Lee Jung-woo.
It doesn't fall.
Doesn't fall, right?
Then write down Jinin Lee Jung-woo here. Jinin Lee Jung-woo. Then so many Jinin are appearing, I can't even remember the names. Is this the person who received the Archangel title today? Oh, Lee Jung-woo is also a Jinin. So, there are about 10 Jinin. You all should check yourselves too. Everyone sitting here, most of you are saints. So what level? You have risen to level 8. Oh.
Risen quite high, haven't you? Yes.
Ordinary person, worldly person, ordinary person, small person, great person, wise person, philosopher.
Taoist saint.
So at the very bottom there are the secular, the ordinary, the small-minded, and the great-minded, and the great-minded. The wise, the philosopher.
The enlightened saint. The true human. Nine-head.
This, if you reach the stage of the true human, is the end.
It is the end. Then, in the White Heaven,
The treatment for the true human is different. You will probably all ascend once you become true humans. You understand, right? But I am not the one who grants this true human status. Do I know if Mr. Lee Jung-hoon has become a true human? I wouldn't know. It appears, right? Then another true human might appear tomorrow. I will report that outcome to you all.
so like this,
For example, if in a church or temple, A deacon is suddenly appointed from above without the pastor's approval. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That doesn't happen. Where does the heavenly appointment come from? The order comes down directly from heaven. Then we have a verification process. Then it becomes confirmed. Oh, the card came out here. Quiet your mouse. It's a sound.
Yes. I present the poem of the heavenly angels.
Look at that. Rising above the coins of Moscow in the Ural Mountains. When the beautiful American-style Russian streets turn to autumn colors, I walk along the beautiful Songhua River with the heavenly angels drifting away. My beloved heavenly angels riding white horses, running along the Songhua and the Amur rivers toward the plains of Primorsky, as if there is no place where the East Sea cannot be seen, running past the red autumn leaves of Matbayakdu, the Jongbak Mountains, and the Taibak Mountains, to the Gingang Mountains, running to the Gorion Mountains, to the Jerusalem Castle within the Holy Academy. I long to be the angels. My beloved angels, among the beautiful world-renowned mountains, the best mountain is Jerusalem. This castle of the heavenly dream is far more beautiful than the Jerusalem castle I thirsted for in the wilderness of Israel. I wish to drink the mineral water coming from there, my beloved angel. Since the heavenly angels are eating the mineral water of that drinking spring and watching the sweet dream without any mother. Prosper forever, you heavenly angels, up to the white heaven. You could just say I miss you in the letter, but the preceding part is very long, isn't it?
It has charm only when written like that.
Right? Moscow and the Ural Mountains all appear there, right? What is the river that flows through downtown Moscow? It is the Moskva River. So it comes down from Moscow across Asia and through the Siberian plains. So one could just write simply, oh, I miss you, but wanting to drink water, wanting to sing a song, wanting to drink. There's a lot added to the front. And what was added to the front of saying, I miss you all?
I sat down and wrote such a letter. Interesting, right?
So I sent that. And heaven even created music for it. Even the video. Are you happy that I'm here? Don't you want to see more?
What's up this time?
I mean, when I'm around, the people under me don't have time to make these because I keep keeping them busy. But since I wasn't here, they had nothing to do while sitting around. So they made these.
No way.
Can I?
Oh, well, when I tell them great stories. I tell them many fun, whimsical stories. But that consumes their time. It eats it all up. They don't even know time is passing. They don't even know they're aging. Everyone, your faces look even better. And the mineral water goes into the local regions, right? So by drinking that mineral water, your faces have become radiant.
You know what I mean?
But for me, I said I wanted to drink that water by hand, and I wanted to drink from a leaf. And they made it exactly like that.
Did they make it well?
1,000 points out of 100. But even the person who made that song hasn't become a Jinin perfected person. Yet unknown people have already become Jinin. Check if everyone here is a Jinin.
Is everyone a Jinin?
No, not yet. You have to speak up. No, it's not. So people who have worked hard, like Che, haven't become Jinin yet. But people whose names we don't even know have become it first. You see, the white heaven looks at the center.
The center. You know what I mean?
They see exactly how much effort someone puts in. In Hanilgung, is it proven or not? Is the existence of heaven proven or not?
It is.
It is. I had 2 people. It grew to over 10 people, right? So there are about 300 saints now, right?
It's amazing. Now, since a yellow card has appeared,
This is your wrap-up today.
I will grant you level.
By the name of Her Kyungyang, I command that the angels who uploaded songs today, the angels who entered heaven today, the angels who consulted and couldn't make it, the angels who registered as elite members, their families and their ancestors, be granted level 2 trillion. By the name of Her Kyungyang, I command that the angels watching this YouTube video, their families, and their ancestors be granted level 2. By the name of Heo Kyungyang, I command that level 3 trillion enter the angels, who brought new souls to the blessing today, along with the angels' families and ancestors. Now God will grant the total levels.
Now, I will give the total levels. Let level 1.5 enter the angels who came to heaven today, and their families and ancestors. Let level 300 billion enter the angels watching on YouTube and their families and ancestors. Our units at Heaven Palace are rising significantly. So for you to reach the units of sextillion, septillion, and beyond, there is still a long way to go in levels. Right now we are at the trillion unit.
Soon we will move on to the quadrillion unit.
Then are there levels up to the units of decillion, undecillion, and beyond? It goes up tremendously. Dozens of zeros, 66 zeros must go up. When 66 go up, it ends. But you cannot reach that much before going to the white heaven, but it is rising now. So the levels are reaching up to the quadrillion mark. Now entering the quadrillion stage, and then what religion in the world talks about levels up to the quadrillion?
None.
Even just saying trillion is something only we do. Ordinary people don't use them. But soon we will have to use the quadrillion unit.
You know the expression hitting the ceiling? Hitting the ceiling. They say hit the ceiling, don't they? In the old days. That ceiling is now right before us.
Understand?
Let's give a big round of applause of gratitude to God today.
why don't you know?
And why don't you know?
Look at the original source. you know? Is the three people also zero? I don't know. Why don't you know? See, why don't you know? Why don't you know? Why don't you know? Let the light enter. Can you hear it? Friends' names. It appeared nationwide, so why don't you know? It appeared in the newspaper, so why don't you know?